Hey everyone, I'm Trevor and we're hanging out here at my house again. It was just way too hot this weekend to go to Disney, so some home content for you. This is an unboxing video for NSabers. They sent me one of their lightsabers. Thank you so much to NSabers for doing that, giving me the saber so that I can unbox it and share it with you guys. It is a really cool saber and I am so excited to share it with you. So let's get going. As much as I tried to do an unboxing video for you, it would have been my first unboxing type video. I ultimately epically failed. Yeah, I looked back at the footage that I made and I was like, this is terrible. So, what I'm going to do is just show you everything now in my current state of understanding. See, what happened was I opened up this lightsaber and I had no clue how it worked. And because of that, I royally botched explaining things. So I'm just going to scrap everything. I'll use some B-roll, but let's start over from the beginning. All right, so I have got everything out that I need. Some extra items have popped up on my bed here because my office space, if you saw my recent day in the life video, I did mention that I do have a desk that I use from time to time, and we're going to use that here in this video. But the desk is in my bedroom. I don't have any separate office space. We have to make use with the house that we have. Wish I had a separate office room, but I do not. Now, the box from NSabers, I do have to say, shipped very fast. It came from Hong Kong, and from the point that they contacted me and said that they were shipping me a lightsaber to the point that I received it was only 5 days. So for international shipping from Hong Kong, I thought that was great. The box itself that it came in inside the shipping box was a little damaged when I first pulled it out of the shipping box, but the contents of the box were not affected in any way. And so when I pulled off the lid of the box, this is what everything looked like on the inside of that box. Now, I've pulled everything out, and everything that was in the box is currently laying on the table before me. And so we're going to go through all of these items step by step. So first off, of course, the most important part is that we have the lightsaber itself. This is the Darth Vader Lightsaber. This is one of their specialty sabers that they sent me. They do have much cheaper ones on their website, but this is one of their more premier sabers. And then, of course, we have a Neopixel blade. This is a 92 centimeter blade, I believe. And they do have 82 centimeter blades as well, but that's the 92. It came with this display stand, and this is actually, I need to take this, the adhesive off, but this little faceplate also came along with it. It's just made out of acrylic, and it's not super duper secure or anything, so it pops out fairly easily, but they do have this stand. You could probably super glue that, but I kind of expected it to snap in a little bit better than it does. Then we have the charging cable, just a pretty standard charging cable, regular USB end that you can plug into, pretty much any sort of outlet that you might have. And then we have a USB-C, and this is what actually charges the lightsaber, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Then it came with a pair of gloves. I did not use the gloves, and my lightsaber got quite fingerprinty, quite fast. I did wipe it down with a microfiber cloth mostly before filming, but even so, there's still a lot of, it's just very easily fingerprinted, so you could wear these gloves if you wanted to. Over here, before we get to this stuff right here, we do have this, and I was curious as to what this was for at first, but really what it is you plug it in the front of the lightsaber when you do not have a blade in the lightsaber, just to prevent dust and dirt from getting down in there. So that's really neat that it comes with that. And then we have these parts. Now, this is pretty obvious. These are just extra fins for the lightsaber if these happen to pop off. I do have to say that the fact that these are just adhesive and that these could pop off seems really, really cheap to me for an expensive saber, but it is what it is. At least it comes with some extra parts in case that does happen to snap off. The Allen wrench and this little screw, on the other hand, were quite perplexing to me at first, but what I found out is there are these screws on either side of the lightsaber. And in order to get this blade, and this is just a cap down here at the end, I'm going to remove that. And once I remove that cap, this is what the connections look like at the end of that lightsaber blade. But in order for the blade to actually stay in here, because if you look, there is absolutely nothing that is going to latch and to hold it in place inside the lightsaber. Those screws tighten and they hold the lightsaber blade in place. Now I wanted to compare that to a Savi's Workshop blade. This is one of the Disneyland blades, and you see here that it has these little metal protrusions here on the end, and then you would actually slot this into the lightsaber and twist, and then it will lock the lightsaber blade in place with these little metal parts. So you don't have to worry about it coming out at all. There's no Allen wrench. There's nothing like that. So that's kind of a point for Savi's, in my opinion. I don't really like having to need the Allen wrench and the screws, and having to do that every time I want to swap out the lightsaber blade. But anyway, that is the blades there. And then finally we have a manual, and I actually found this manual to be quite confusing. I needed their video that they have online to fully explain everything to me. And so this manual, while helpful, I would just recommend looking everything up online. This blade does have a ton of features that's actually what makes it special from something like Savi's, and I'm really excited to dive into it. Before I forget, however, I do want to show you how you change the battery here in an Nsaber. So this bottom cap just screws off here, and we just pull this out, and this is the battery compartment here. You can see that this has just got a very easy pull tab, and then if we grab this USB-C, the USB-C just plugs in like so. Now, this battery doesn't actually come out. This is like a lithium-ion battery. And then here are the components that plug into the lightsaber blade itself. So you just leave this all completely together, and then of course you plug that in. This is already charged, so that's fine. I did also want to show you that they have a pretty sophisticated motherboard here on the battery pack, and the memory card is there as well. I know in some of the fancier blades, you can take that memory card out, you can plug it into your computer, and you can edit the config and things. I don't know how to do any of that. I'm not even sure if that's compatible with my blade. So what I am just going to do is just going to plug this back in, and we're gonna go from there. Before we move on, I thought it might be helpful to show you the Savi's Workshop blade. We already talked about the difference with the locking mechanism down here, and here is just how that would connect together. You just slot it in here, twist until it slides in, and then you can hear that sound effect when it locks in. You just push and you just pull. And if once I get it locked in there, I'm yanking on it, I'm yanking, nothing's coming loose. So this is pretty solid. This thing fully disassembles. That's one thing that I really like about Savi's, is you get to build your own, so you can swap things around if you want. You can, if you just want to change the kyber crystal, the centerpieces here, loosen up. And we're going to actually, I have a kyber crystal that we're going to open up here. This is straight from Disneyland. I bought this the other day when I was there. Yes, it's red, and red is what I have. But I'm going to show you why I bought this in a little bit with another accessory, as well as we have a chance of getting a black crystal out of here. It's the only one that you can get a black crystal out of is the red kyber crystal containers. So I want to try to get a black, but even if we only get a red, that's fine. I have a purpose for this. So here's the kyber crystal. If you wanted to change the kyber crystal, you can. But if I want to change the battery compartment, it's going to be down here. Very similar to the Nsaber blade. And again, this is Savi's. This is what you get at Disneyland. This thing right here twists and then pulls out. And what you need is a little screwdriver to unscrew this compartment right down here. See if you can see that screw. And then this takes 3 AAA batteries. But let's go ahead and continue on with the comparison on the lightsaber blades now. Never mind, psych. I want to show off some accessories now. So I put the lightsaber blade in here, but this is a sheath. Let's see if I can pop out the view, the angle here. It's quite long, but what we're looking at is a carrying case for in the theme park. And I used this in my Star Wars night video, so if you want to see this in action, you can go check out the Star Wars Night video. I bought this on Etsy. I'll put a link to the seller in the description of this video. I can't promise that he has this exact case available anymore, but he should have some standard ones. I don't get any sort of a commission on the sale of this, but it's still a great case that I recommend. Now, I'm curious to see whether or not an Nsaber blade fits in here. And it does. So it's not going to, like, the blade goes all the way down to here. It's not going to fully encapsulate it because this is a longer blade. But this case could still carry it, even though it sticks out a little bit. That's fine. One of our viewers also made a couple of display stands for me. We have a lightsaber box, and he custom makes these himself. And the lightsaber hilt would fit right in here. We'll put the Darth Vader one in here later. These will not fit a Savi's blade because they're a little bit longer than the standard like legacy sabers. So he initially made me this one, and we'll just move this over to the side for right now. This is a stand, and this is a little light up thing. So that's why we need the kyber crystal, because we're gonna put that in here in a minute. But he has some plates that he put on here, and this is actually shaped like Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Mustafar, probably. So this is a really awesome stand. And then what this is right here, this is for the kyber crystal that I purchased. So we're going to go ahead and open that now. Twist? Yeah, we can just twist. Oh, look at that. It's like separating. So we got a red. Okay. Did you see the disappointment a little bit there as I was like, it says we've got Asajj Ventress, intended for use with new Series 2 Jedi and Sith holocrons. The Force works in mysterious ways. If you place the kyber crystal inside a Series 1 Sith holocron, you will unlock Darth Vader. Okay, so these kyber crystals can also be used, I guess, in holocrons as well. So it's like, how do I even get this out of here? Just pop it out like that. Okay. I was hoping for a black. I was really, really hoping for a black crystal. But this is what we got. So we're going to take this stand here, and I guess we should pop back out to this lens. I'm going to put this right here. Oh, maybe it probably rests like that. And we're going to turn off this light. Let's zoom in here a bit. We've turned off the lights. There's still a little bit of ambient light coming in from the window here in the room, but here is turning it on. It actually looks a lot better in person than it's coming across on the camera. But I do like the light up aspect here of the crystal. And here's what it might look like with the lightsaber on the stand. I really like the stand, especially for the bigger lightsaber, as these bigger lightsabers are not necessarily going to fit into this box very well. But I mean, you see it comes pretty close. So we'll definitely be able to fit the Darth Vader one, which we'll do in a little bit. If you are interested in purchasing one of those stands, he can custom make them for you. I will put his contact information down in the description of this video. Feel free to reach out to him. His name is Bob, and he will be able to go over like details and how you can customize. He also has a couple of other, like, he makes other stands as well, not just the Darth Vader castle one. He can make other things as well. So if you're interested in a custom handmade stand for a lightsaber, feel free to reach out to him via the description. Okay, so for this next portion, we're just going to sit here on my couch. I don't really have anywhere else better to do this. But we have the lightsaber, and we're going to run through some of the things. So if I push, there are 2 buttons on here. It doesn't look like it, but there's a top button and a bottom button. The top button is going to turn it on, and the bottom button is going to affect the sound effects. So if I turn it on... So that was pretty neat. That was one of the ignition effects. You saw the Hunter ignition effect. So I need to see if I can get this to a standard one.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training. The universe is.
So this is a version of Yoda. There's another version, but this is one of Yoda's versions. So there we go. That's the standard ignition. I can change the color by holding the lightsaber down and pushing the down button and twisting. So I got red, purple, all these colors. We're looking for green because, of course, Yoda is green. So this is the effect for Yoda. You hear that sound? The sound effects are here when we move it around. They're here with like smacking effects, but I can also push a button to get if I like blaster bolt deflection. So I've got blaster bolt deflection, and then we can turn it off. Now I can change the ignition effects if I want by holding down the ignition button.
Hunter ignition.
So there's the Hunter ignition, which we just saw. We'll do it again. So it's the same green, it's the same Yoda sound effect, but now we have a different ignition style. And I can change 11 different ignitions on this particular lightsaber. This is a Neopixel.
Photon ignition.
Here's another one. And there we go, we're back to the green. But there are also different sound effects.
Master Windu.
This is Master Windu. There's the purple blade.
I am told it is the Dark Saber.
The Dark Saber. Here we go. This one has Dark Saber sound effects. And the bang effects are going to be different too. Hear that? And then the deflection sound effects. Pretty cool. I like that. And there's a whole bunch of those that are in here as well. But it's not just that, there's music. If I keep the blade off, point it down and hold this button and twist, I can turn on music. Pretty cool. I don't want the music, so I turned it off. We're gonna go to one of my favorites, which is Ben. Which of course is Kylo Ren. So, you can hear that sound effect. Now I want to show you some of the blade effects. Blade pulse, and we can change the colors. You can change it to red, of course. Blade pulse.
I am the Inquisitor.
Oops, I just changed it to Inquisitor. If you push the wrong button, you gotta cycle all the way back through to get to the point where, yeah, you hear it again.
Blade rainbow.
Here's Rainbow. Blade Rainbow.
Blade infinite.
I want to show you the fire one,
Blade
though,
blue.
which is my favorite one.
Blade fire.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Especially with Kylo's sound effects. I love this. And you can change the color on this, too. You can change it to blue flame. So, yeah. Now let's do the same thing with a Savi's lightsaber. Yep, that's it. That's all the Savi's lightsaber does. On and off. I can't tell you the number of times I refilmed that portion. It just didn't seem to work very well, and I was going way too long. I did not show you everything. It's impossible to show you everything without this video being like an hour long, but there are tons of different audio sounds, ignition types, and blade styles. There's music. It's really, really cool. I love the Nsabers for their customizability. However, I do have to say that constantly removing that blade with an Allen wrench to refilm the different portions, because I put it away every time and then I was unsatisfied with what I did, so I got it back out. And it's really annoying to have to keep doing that. I wish the blade was easily removable like the Savi's Workshop blades. However, if you're, not going to be doing this constantly like I am for this video, it's probably not as annoying, but let's move on to the next portion of the video. Before we move on, I did say I wanted to cycle back to taking this hilt and putting it inside the custom box that somebody here locally made for me, one of our viewers, Bob. Again, I will put his contact information down in the description, but we'll have to slot this sideways there so that we can close it. And there we go. The box closes nicely, and it even has a little latch here that I can put in there. So the lightsaber is in there. Of course, if I want it on display, just pop it open, and I can leave the lid like that. And for the rest of the video, we are going to retreat to the comfy confines of my couch. What do I mean? Well, we are going to talk about pricing. There is quite a difference between the Savi's Workshop price or the Legacy Saber price, both in Disneyland Sabers versus the Nsaber, at least specifically the Darth Vader Neopixel Blade that they sent me. There are cheaper options on Nsabers versus Savi's. There's more expensive options. We're going to walk through all of them and let you know what I had in comparison so that you can make up your mind whether or not you want to get an Nsaber, you want to get a Savi's blade, you want to get something else. And we're going to start right here on the Disneyland website. This is the Savi's Workshop hand-built lightsabers at the Disneyland Resort. To figure out the pricing, we want to click on a day, and today is fine. We're going to check available days. And if I, just pick a date and a time, I don't think it's going to matter. I did see the price already up here. And it says starting at $219.99. So that is the price for a Galaxy's Edge Savi's Workshop hand-built lightsaber. $219.99. Now, you are paying for the experience in addition to the saber because there is a show. You are seeing it on your screen right now. I've done this show before. I thought it was a great experience. There's a great little story that goes along with it. It says it's about 20 minutes, so 20 minutes long. I don't really remember exactly how long it took us to go through it, but it was a absolutely wonderful group experience to build a lightsaber together and to just have that immersion part of the building of my lightsaber. Additionally, Disneyland sells Legacy Sabers, and the one you're looking at is the Darth Vader Saber, which is going to be the closest thing to the one that I got from Nsabers, because they're both Darth Vader Sabers. You'll notice, and I'm going to play this clip a couple of times, so I apologize if it repeats, but you're going to notice, first off, that it's $159.99, so significantly cheaper than the Nsabers one that we're about to show you. However, you'll also notice here that there are screws on the side of the hilt as opposed to just the little adhesive strips that we saw with the Nsaber. But the Legacy Sabers are going to be very much like the Savi's blade in that they only have that one ignition, just on, off, that's it, done. You're not going to get any special blade effects like you did with Nsabers. Now let's switch over to the NSabers website, and I specifically want to find where we can find the Darth Vader Saber. So it's under Nsabers and Master Saber, and then we want to come right down here to Vader. So this is the Vader Saber,
And they have a couple of different settings. So the minimum is $359.99. That's for the sRGB. Now, I had the Neopixel Blade, I do believe. They have a Profi 2.2. I have no idea what that means, but it's $599. I assume that these blade types are going to be more obvious to people who are into lightsaber collection. You'll see the price difference jump around. There's $110 between the sRGB and the Neopixel, and then there's an additional $130 between the Neopixel and the Profi 2.2. The blade length here, the 36 inches versus 32 inches. It does not appear that there is any price difference between the blade length. So no price difference there. No blade. You can order it without a blade, and it'll save you $20. So if you've previously purchased a lightsaber from NSabers, you can go with the no blade option to save $20. Now, the sRGB and the Neopixel, this isn't the blade, this is the core. Remember how we took the core out of the hilt here? Yeah, the core is what you're paying the money for, of course. The sound effects and the like of that. Lightsaber instructions. Which lightsaber is right for you? Here we go. So what you're looking at on the screen is the base lit. I don't know what base lit is. Maybe it's on some of the cheaper options. We'll go check those out in a second. Here's the sRGB. So they are Bluetooth compatible. They have an app. You know, I actually haven't even looked at the app yet. They do have an app. And they've got the Neopixel version here, and then there's the Profi. So the Profi says it's got an open source chip for the ultimate experience, but it is not Bluetooth enabled. There are 12 colors on the sRGB, but Neopixel says there are 12 preset colors. So something you can do with the app, I assume, is then change the colors, although only the Profi says that it's customizable. And so there's blade effects on all the different saber types, but the ignition effects, remember the ignition effects like the Hunter and all those sorts of things, the ignition effects, they're not available on the baselit or the sRGB. There are 11 effects on the Neopixel, and then there are 25 effects, ignition effects with the Profi. So I definitely only had the 11 effects. I did not have the 25 effects, so I definitely only had the Neopixel blade, but I'm trying to see what the other major differences are. Melt, force, drag effects. So that's something that's only available on Neopixel and above as well. But let's take a look at some of their other sabers. So they're eco sabers. They're budget-friendly sabers, if you will. You can just take a look at these. Here's some Ahsoka Tano blades. That's going to be very similar to her style. I like this one, Volcano. Let's click into this, Volcano. We have RGB for $119. You can also choose a black and gold hilt as opposed to the red. I like the red. And then if you want to go with a Neopixel, it's $110 more expensive. So you could get one for $119, or you can purchase for $229. And again, that's about the same cost as a Savi's blade.
Don't forget that if you want a Savi's Workshop blade, you also need admission to the theme park. Now, you can purchase a legacy saber without going into the theme park. There is a store in downtown Disney called the Star Wars Trading Post, and they sell legacy sabers. They do not sell the customizable hand-built Savi's Workshop lightsabers. They don't do that. You need to have a theme park admission ticket in order to even get into Savi's, and of course then you have to pay for the $220 on top of that theme park admission. So there are definitely cheaper options out there, especially if you don't even have any plans to go to Disney World, but you want a lightsaber, you want a cool lightsaber, check out NSabers. It's definitely worth your consideration. Let's go back to the NSabers website and look at what other type of options they have.
Okay, so let's look at the double-bladed sabers. I've got quite a few double-bladed saber options, and it looks like the double-bladed sabers can be separated, which is a really cool aspect of the double-bladed sabers. Looks like the cheapest one, $129.95, might be one of the cheapest, one of the cheapest double-bladed sabers, $129.95 for the Acolyte. let's check the Lightsabers, see what they have here. We have Luke fallen. Ooh, there's a Kylo Ren one. I really like that Kylo Ren. I wonder why he's not under the Master Saber. A Sauron? Sauron. The Eye of Sauron. Awesome. Demon King. Oh, there's all sorts of things here. Kyle Katarn. Knights Templar. Crusades. So we've got a whole bunch of different styles there. Let's go under the Master Sabers again and take a closer look. So we have Anakin from episode 3, Luke from episode 6, Obi from episode 3. We've got Darth Maul, Vader, Revan. Yes, Revan. Mando and the Dark Saber. We've got Maul, SE, don't know what SE is. Revan version 2, that's cool. Obi episode 3, Weathered. Luke, Return of the Jedi. We've got a couple of different things here that are cool. And then there's a Dooku saber. Not quite as cool looking as the Legacy Dooku saber that you can buy at Galaxy's Edge, but still pretty neat. All the same with the curved hilt. And what else? We looked at the Eco Sabers, new releases maybe, just poke through new releases. Okay, so these are all the things that we saw previously. So just under one category for the new stuff. But yeah, they've got some budget options here. They've got some master options. Really cool. Check out NSabers.
And if you are interested in purchasing an Nsaber, if you use my link down in the description, I will earn a small commission off of the sale at no extra cost to you. So I definitely appreciate you using my link. And there's also a coupon code down there where you can save a couple of dollars off of the listed price on their website as well. So thank you so much for checking out this video. It's another long one, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. If you want to watch more of my videos, you want to watch my Savi's video, maybe you haven't seen my Savi's video, you can click it right here and watch my Savi's workshop experience, and hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.